Today I'm going to be doing the Synastry chart between Bella Watts and Chris Watts. I had a request, so I'm going to go over the aspects that I found in their Synastry chart. But before I get started, I just want to say that I've gotten a lot of requests for Synastry charts between people, and I will try to get to them. But I want to say that I won't do a Synastry chart between two people unless there is one accurate birth time for one of the people involved. Sometimes you can get an accurate Synastry chart without any birth times, but it's really not advisable because you really miss a lot of important aspects to angles and vertex and the moons. So on that note, I'm going to move forward with this Synastry chart. I'm sure you already know what happened in this situation with Chris Watts. He murdered his family, and Bella Watts was one of his children that he murdered. His Sedna, Lachesis, and Chaos conjuncts her south node by 2 degrees. Whatever conjuncts your south node from the other person, they will bring those energies to you. And in this case, his Sedna, extreme betrayal. Lachesis is a death asteroid, and Chaos, self-explanatory. So it translates into him with giving her extreme betrayal through death, and there was chaos involved in that. Now, his Mars in the 8th house, which rules death, conjuncts her Chaos, 3 degrees. So again, lots of chaos from him towards her. His Pluto, Adrastea, Maniac, and Pandora conjuncts her north node, 2 degrees and 1 degree. Whatever touches your north node from the other person, that will be the theme of the relationship for you. So we have his Pluto, the modern ruler of death, Adrastea, childhood abuse, Maniac, self-explanatory, and Pandora. Pandora, it means the energies are like Pandora's box. You open it up and all kinds of terrible things are released. And that's what that represents in astrology with this asteroid. So that was the theme of the relationship for her. His Pluto is conjuncting her north node by 4 degrees. So that's tight for a planet. His Pluto is in the 12th house of endings in the sign of Scorpio. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. So the energies of that connection and whatever it touches is the strongest. Her councilman, Deianira, conjuncts his south node by 2 degrees and an asteroid called Ixion. Councilman has to do with lawyers, Deianira, victimhood, and it's conjuncting his south node by 2 degrees. So she brought to him lawyers. She was a victim, and it was through murder because those 2 asteroids not only conjuncts his south node by 2 degrees, it also conjuncts his Ixion. Now there's another asteroid here that this all conjuncts on her side, the asteroid called Nicole. It's a PNA asteroid. I plug in PNAs all of the time, and it never fails to astound me in how eerie and accurate it is. And it's not a coincidence. I've done it so many times. So those 2 asteroids, Councilman, Deianira, conjuncting his Ixion in the sign of Scorpio, ruled by Pluto. So Ixion conjuncting his Nicole, I don't know if she had anything to do with this. I'm just telling you what I see in this Synastry chart. Her Pluto and Bella asteroid conjuncts his Bella asteroid by 1 degree. Pluto, the modern ruler of death, Bella, her name, conjuncting his Bella, 1 degree, in the sign of Capricorn, ruled by Saturn, the ancient lord of death. Her Melpomene conjuncts his midheaven, 1 degree, and Melpomene, the energies associated with that have to do with tragedy. So her Melpomene conjuncting his midheaven, the whole world saw the tragedy that came out of this relationship. His Sato conjuncts her Jupiter, 4 degrees. Sato is a centaur, and it has to do with aquatic monsters, with a lot of upheaval and dangerous situations. Her Jupiter, the largest planet in the solar system, magnifies whatever it touches, so it conjuncts his Sato centaur, the monster. Her Niobe conjuncts his north node by 1 degree. So the theme of the relationship for him is that he lost his whole family. Well, he killed them, but that was the theme of the relationship for him, and will continue to be for the rest of his life when he remembers Bella that he killed. Niobe is synonymous with losing your family or having your children, losing your children or your children being killed in Greek mythology. Now, her Uranus conjuncts his Niobe, 3 degrees. Uranus is a planet that has to do with upheaval, sudden, unpredictable events, and thunder and lightning with Uranus. And so it conjuncts his Niobe, and I already explained Niobe. It ties into her Niobe, so it's like a tag team going on here. Her Agamemnon conjuncts her Mars in her natal chart, and Agamemnon has to do with sudden homicides on the extreme side, and it conjuncts her Mars, and Mars has to do with violent deaths. It's also the lower octave of Pluto, the modern ruler of death. His Osiris, Egyptian god of the dead, conjuncts her Watts asteroid, 0 degrees. That's the tightest orb that you can get. Like I said before, the PNAs, they never fail to astound me, and sometimes they even give me goosebumps, because it just, as you roll along and you get into the chart, the more you plug in the asteroids, it forms a picture, and this picture is very unfortunate, to say the least. His asteroid, called Oleus, conjuncts her Requiem by 2 degrees. And his Oleus conjuncts his asteroid Agamemnon. So we have his Oleus asteroid that has to do with oil. And Agamemnon, I've already explained that energy. Sudden homicides, and it conjuncts her Requiem. Requiem is a death marker, and it means funeral for the dead. This is all at 2 degrees. So she had her funeral in oil. Terrible. Her Oleus asteroid squares his Uranus, 2 degrees. I've already talked about the energies of Uranus, and it's squaring her Oleus. So the square happens behind the scenes, that's where he placed her. And like I said before, his Uranus also conjuncts her Ixion, the murder asteroid. His Uranus conjuncts her Rest in Peace asteroid, Andreka asteroid, and Ixion, 4 degrees. I know I'm repeating myself here, but it's hard to explain something to people that may not understand how asteroids operate. So if I repeat myself, I'm not doing it because I forgot. I'm just trying to show you how it ties together. So his Uranus conjuncting her Rest in Peace, that's self-explanatory, and Andreka has to do with evilness, And like I said before, Ixion has to do with murder. And so this came on suddenly because Uranus, like I said before, it's unpredictable, unstable, and sudden upheavals. So the Andreyka asteroid, extreme evil with her death and murder. Okay. Her sun conjuncts his Atropos, Astarte, and Attila, 2 degrees. The sun, one of the most important parts of a synastry chart. So you have to pay attention to what conjuncts your sun as well as your moon and your angles. Now, in this case, his Atropos, that has to do with endings and can mean death. Astarte, blow-ups, arguments, and Attila, extreme cruelty and brutality. Attila, like Attila the Hun. So just by this aspect, I would have told anyone, do not get involved with this person. Obviously, she did not have a chance. But I'm just saying that sometimes you don't have to go so in depth to realize that the relationship that you want to get into or are just getting into is not going to turn out well for you. Now, in a natal chart, the sun represents the father. So her sun is being conjuncted by those 3 asteroids that are just an automatic fail. 2 degrees. That's pretty tight. His point of fortune and Medea, the extreme revenge asteroid, conjuncts her finale and Apophis by 0 degrees. Wow. The point of fortune looks like a circle with a cross in the middle, and it's like a mini Jupiter, so it magnifies whatever it touches. It's conjuncting his Medea, which has to do with extreme revenge, conjuncting her finale, the ending asteroid, and Apophis, extreme destruction. Now, I don't know what went on in his mind when he killed his whole family. I don't know if anyone will know. I'm just telling you what I see in this synastry chart. Her Uranus conjuncts his Anubis. Anubis is god of the underworld. And his Anubis conjuncts an asteroid called Shannon. So his Anubis is in the 5th house that rules children. And it's in Aries, which is ruled by Mars. And Mars has to do with violent deaths. So again, we have explosion of events on the negative side, upheavals with him being a god of the underworld, and Shannon is involved here. It's all in the 5th house. I think that's about it. I could go on. I don't think I need to. I don't have anything else to say because this is just disturbing, to put it mildly, and I hope that they all rest in peace. And okay, so I will be back later for more synastry charts, and I hope you enjoyed this interpretation, and I will see you again soon, and have a nice day.